Welcome to the Embodied Empath Podcast, the space where sensitive, intuitive women learn to regulate their nervous system, heal anxiety, and live with grounded confidence. I'm your host, Valerie Lundgren. Let's begin.
So, I want to start with something I hear all the time from my clients. I just don't feel like myself anymore. I'm more anxious than I've ever been. I snap faster. I lose my temper. I feel overwhelmed by things that never used to bother me. And I don't have the same patience. And I just feel off. I just don't feel like me. And underneath that, there's often fear, this fear of what's happening to me. Why is everything so intense? Am I losing control? So if you've ever felt that way, I want you to take a breath with me. Take a breath now. You've landed. You're in a safe space because you're not losing yourself. Your body is changing. And more specifically, your nervous system is being impacted by the hormonal shifts in a very biological way. So, welcome back to the Embodied Empath Podcast. I'm Valerie, and today we're going to talk about perimenopause and the nervous system and why everything can feel more intense during this phase of life. So, perimenopause is not just a hormone issue, it is a nervous system experience. And when hormones shift, your nervous system doesn't respond the same way it used to. So, let's break this down. During perimenopause, your estrogen and progesterone, they begin to fluctuate and decline. And these hormones don't just affect your cycle, they directly impact your brain and your nervous system. So when our estrogen starts dropping, when our estrogen supports, and what it does is the estrogen gives us serotonin. So that's our mood regulation. It gives us dopamine, which is our motivation and reward. And then we also have more emotional stability when our estrogen is at an optimal level. Then, when the estrogen starts to drop or fluctuate, your brain has less support in regulating the mood. So then you experience the increased anxiety, your mood swings, your irritability, your emotional sensitivity. And it's not because you're overreacting, it's because your brain chemistry is shifting. So, progesterone has a calming effect on the nervous system. It helps activate the GABA, which is your body's natural calm down signal. So when progesterone declines, that calming buffer is reduced. So your system becomes more reactive, more easily overstimulated, and less able to settle quickly. During this time, your relationship with stress changes. Your body becomes more sensitive to cortisol. So things that once felt manageable, they now feel overwhelming. And your window of tolerance narrows, and your nervous system moves into activation faster. So, when you pull all this together, you get a nervous system that is more sensitive, more reactive, less buffered, quicker to activate, and slower to calm. And that's why small things feel big. Noise feels overwhelming. People feel draining. Emotions feel a lot stronger. And your capacity just feels lower. You're not becoming too much. Your system just is becoming a lot more honest. And then we've got the empath layer, right? So we're dealing with being an empath. We this experience is just amplified. Our perimenopause experience is amplified as an empath because you were already someone who feels deeply, you notice everything, you process emotionally, and you hold space for others. Now, at a nervous system that has less buffering, and suddenly you feel everything more intensely. You have less tolerance for the dysfunction. You can't ignore what's not aligned, and you feel others' energy even more strongly. This is why so many empaths say, I just can't do what I used to do anymore. And they're right, because your body won't let you. So anybody else as an empath become more of a recluse? Mhm. Yeah, me too. I'm less likely to want to do a bunch of social gatherings. It just doesn't, it feels so draining. It sounds so draining, right? I know all of you out there are like, yep, totally. What's going on? How come I don't want to do things anymore? It's probably that aspect. So this part is important. Perimenopause is not just physical. It's a whole identity transition. The version of you that could push through, overgive, ignore your needs, and stay quiet and keep the peace is no longer sustainable. And your nervous system is forcing that shift. So, what feels like irritability and low tolerance and emotional reactivity is actually often the truth rising, boundaries surfacing, and needs becoming non negotiable. Yeah, so this is why it can feel a little scary because control feels different now. You might notice you can't push through the same way. You react faster than you used to, and you feel emotions more strongly. And part of you thinks, I should be able to handle this. But this isn't about handling it, it's just about adjusting. All right, so we're going to go into a somatic practice. And again, doing our somatic practices, please make sure that you're doing this when you're not driving, when you are sitting in a place of comfort and safety. So, this is for the moments when everything just feels like too much. So, for us empaths in perimenopause, that's every single freaking day. So, save this one so you can do this anytime. All right, so we're going to go ahead and sit or stand wherever you are. And we're going to place both hands on your thighs. So, gently press down on your thighs and feel that support beneath you, whatever you're sitting on. Now look around the room slowly and just let your eyes land on something neutral. So, whatever it is, just land and look at that object. And then take a slow inhale through your nose and a longer exhale through the mouth. Pressing down on the thighs a little bit more. Again, focusing on that object and inhale and exhale. And then silently say to yourself, this is my nervous system responding. I am not in danger. I can slow this down. And then press your hands down again into the thigh, feeling your body. Take a deep breath and just know that even a small shift matters right now. Good. Now come back. And as we finish out our talk, I just want you to know that during this phase, your body just needs more rest. It needs more regulation. It needs more honesty and more boundaries and more support. No more pushing, no more overriding, and no more self judgment. You're not becoming weaker. You're becoming more regulated and aware. Your system is no longer willing to tolerate what it once did. And while that can feel uncomfortable, it's also an opportunity to build a different relationship with your body, one that includes listening. So, if everything has been feeling more intense lately, it doesn't mean you're losing control. It means your nervous system is changing and it needs a different kind of support. So, if this episode resonated, go ahead and share it with the woman who feels like she doesn't recognize herself right now. I hear that all too often with all of the clients I work with. If you are interested in working with me through this transition, go ahead and reach out at valerielundgren.co. and let me know how I can best support you. Just know you're not falling apart, you're just recalibrating. And I'll see you in the next episode.
If this episode supported you, share it with another empath who needs it. And if you're ready for deeper work, somatic coaching, nervous system healing, or my embodied reset program, just visit mindfulwellness.me. Your healing is not a solo journey. See you next week.